wish fulfillment about to be granted for you. So what I feel a lot of you going through right now, if this is your reading, you're going to know who you are, because it's coming in very specific with the Six of Swords to Seven of Cups and Six of Pentacles in the reverse. A lot of you have been tying loose ends and really taking care of anything that you have to take care of so that you can skyrocket through this month, so that you can really have all that momentum and all that speed towards your goals, and so that nothing really gets in your way. Because what I'm feeling right now, and this message has been coming up in the last few readings, is that you have a zero tolerance for BS right now. You're not going to deal with people that are all talk and no action. You're not going to deal with situations that are holding you back. You're not going to deal with things that bring confusion or scattered energy into your life. Like, you don't have time for fake people. You don't have time for anything that is not really aligned with you, and anything that's not going to give you the results that you want. And again, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting that you kind of like reach this breaking point where, again, it's like zero BS. You have a zero tolerance policy for BS and for people that don't live up to the expectations, that don't live up to the standards, that are all talk and no action, people that are undecisive, that there's a lot of scattered energy, because that's just been pulling on your energy in a way that is not beneficial to you. The Ace of Wands in the reverse signifies that because of those situations, because of those people, because of those environments, there was a lot of false starts in your life, and you're no longer willing to put yourself through that. And the only thing that's really going to hold your attention and take priority in your life are your goals, your own achievements, and your own success. So Pisces, what I'm getting here is, don't worry for people that call you selfish, or people who are passive aggressive and kind of, you know, it's like they're sending kind of this energy your way where it's passive aggressive, you know, they kind of send in those backhanded compliments, and you just know that that's not the kind of people that you want to be around. Because if they're so quick to gossip about somebody else, or gossip when they're around you, or they're just negative, everything that comes out of their mouth is negative, you just don't want that in your field. You just don't want that in your realm of things, because that brings forth more confusion, that brings in more brain fog, more scattered energy, and you just don't want to give access to those kinds of people in your life, because you're heading into something very, very beautiful for yourself, which is the Sun, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. And I was going to say the Two of Wands, but the Two of Wands is what you're leaving behind, because there was a comfort zone. It was a familiar place for you to be in. You were used to a lot of people kind of, again, that passive aggressive energy, people that were fake, people that, again, it's just like everything that they say, everything that comes out of their mouth is just gossip. They're talking about other people. It's negative. You know, you just don't have time for that, because at the end of the day, that doesn't increase the numbers in your bank account. That doesn't get you to the mountaintops. That doesn't get you to attain your goals. So why give it the energy? Why give it the time of day? And for a lot of you, you are transitioning, okay? Both of these cards are transition cards. So Six of Swords to the Chariot. You are transitioning from that phase of your life, from that chapter of your life. It may have served you at some point of your life. You may have taken advice, you may have taken guidance, you may have modeled after certain things, but you've outgrown these environments, you've outgrown these situations, and they're no longer adding to your life. They're no longer adding any kind of value to your life, and you're starting to see that a lot of these things are, again, it doesn't add up to anything. It doesn't equal, like, there's like this very big reality check. Okay, this is what it feels like. It feels like a reality check of like no BS. What is the truth? What is the reality? Not what you wish for, not what you hope for, not what you think it could become, not the potential of the situation, but what is the reality right here, right now? Because whoever you are, Pisces, I'm just, again, it's like this energy of being very short-tempered, okay, when it comes to BS, when it comes to fake people, when it comes to gossip, when it comes to negativity, when it comes to talking about other people, when it comes to people that are all talk and no action. There's a lot of false starts that you went through, Ace of Wands in the reverse, and you're just not willing to put yourself through that. And so you're noticing that a lot of this was connected to the people that you were looking up to, or the people in your environment, or your environment itself. And so a lot of you are transitioning, whether physically, mentally, your mindset is changing, your goals are changing. You're a lot more about the action. You're a lot more about doing than analyzing, than thinking, than planning, because that stage of your life has come to a completion. The Two of Wands is that, okay? The Two of Wands is dreaming and putting together the vision boards and putting together the plans and the strategies. And it's a very important phase of your life. But once that's done, then the action comes in. And so this is why the Two of Wands is in the reverse, because you are done with that cycle of your life and you're ready to step into the next phase. And so Two of Wands is in the reverse, and now we have all this speed going towards your next level up, your next goal, your next mountaintop. And so you have a lot of speed. A lot of you are transitioning. Again, it's like mindset transitions, environments, people, the things that you look up to, the things that you model, that's changing for a lot of you. And it is leading you to the start. This is why, again, you see 6 of Swords to the 7 being the Chariot to number 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. So you're going in order. You're transitioning from the 6 of Swords into the Chariot. And finally, you're arriving to number 8, the Star, your wish fulfillment. So it's like 3 steps for you to arrive to this wish fulfillment that for a lot of you is going to be happening in November. And so again, it's like I feel this build up energy where there's all this momentum, where if there was any kind of stagnation or feeling like you were stuck or feeling like you were a little bit hopeless or helpless in a situation, your energy is now completely in your power. It's no longer scattered. You don't have your hand in too many pots. You're no longer giving the time of day or attention to people that, again, you just don't see any results, okay? Page of Swords in the reverse, okay? This talks about all talk and no action. So who have you been around? Okay, whether it's people in your inner circle, people in your businesses, people in your investments, people in your work, people in your community, family members, maybe even people that you look up to, right? Or used to look up to. This Page of Swords is all talk and no action, paired with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, a lot of false starts. Okay, it's people who can sell you the moon and the stars, but at the end of the day, it's like, can you really cash out on that? Can you really see physical proof of that? Or is it just what they're telling you, right? And a lot of you Pisces, you're kind of graduating from this phase where you kind of gave everybody the benefit of the doubt, and you think very positive. You are naturally a very positive person. You're naturally very optimistic and enthusiastic, but you're realizing, where did that get you? Because yes, you can be in the moment, right? Thinking positive thoughts, you can be enthusiastic, you can be looking forward, okay, to the future. But then there comes a time when you kind of graduate from that and you're just ready to receive it, ready to receive the fruits of your labor, ready to get to those mountaintops, ready to achieve your goals and no longer think about it, right? And you overanalyze and you try and strategize to get there. But there comes a time when you kind of just get fed up and you're just like, where is it? Where is it? And that's when you kind of start to cut off all the bluff, all the talk, all the things that no longer need to be there. And again, I feel like this message is really connected to the last message because again, we have the 7 of Wands. You're no longer giving access to people that do not deserve access to your energy. And it's not personal, okay? Some people may take offense to you kind of cutting them out of your life, okay? But it's not personal. Okay, it's just the fact that you're tired of the BS. You're tired of false starts. You're tired of people who are all talk and no action. You're tired of feeling confused or having mental fog or not being able to be present or focused or concentrated on the things that you want to attain because there's a lot of moving parts. Okay, that happens when you're either working with a lot of people or you're allowing other people to kind of pitch in or give you advice. And then a lot of the times that will contradict. Okay, the only person that really knows how to take control and take the reins of your life and wants the best for you is going to be yourself. So you have to be willing to play for your own team and not rely on another person's input or another person's advice or another person's opinion. Because how far did that take you? Okay, 6 of Pentacles in the reverse talks about an imbalance with 5 of Pentacles in the upright that left you feeling like the power of your life, the control of your life was no longer in your hands. And again, it could be the fact that you were listening or taking advice from the wrong kinds of people that were not where you want to be and do not have the life that you want to have, right? For example, people that tell you, things happen for a reason, right? Or it's fate, or it's destiny, or, surrender to the universe. When in reality, all the successes that you attained in your life that you're able to prove and that you have a track record is when you took full control of your life and you did the things that you knew were going to get you there. And not listen to people. Some people, Pisces, and I don't know why this message is coming in like this, okay? Some people want you to be successful, but not successful enough to where you surpass them, okay? Even family members. I know it sounds a little bit effed up, but subliminally or subconsciously. And again, if this is your reading, you're going to know who you are, because it's going to resonate in the sense that maybe there's family members or so-called friends or even mentors that say that, quote unquote, they want you to succeed, but they may not want you to be more successful than them, right? It's a very like underhanded kind of energy, because at the end of the day, Pisces, you're very in tune with your intuition. So you know when the energy is a little funny. Okay, you know when it's not fully aligned, and you know when it's not actually benefiting you in the way that is going to get you to your goals, right? Like, they want you to succeed, they want you to be okay, but not to the level where you surpass them, right? Not to the level where the student surpasses the master. And so 7 of Wands, Pisces, a lot of the people that are around you do not mean you well, okay? And not in the sense that they're bad people, but this may be more so subconscious or subliminal in the sense that, again, they want you to succeed, but not so much, right? Or not to the point where you surpass them. The 7 of Wands is also the haters card, so just keep that in mind, because if you ever felt this way, if you ever felt a little bit helpless or hopeless, or like things were happening to you, or like you were a little bit stuck, like no matter how much you tried to move out of a situation or progress your way out of a situation, in some way, somehow, certain kinds of doors were kind of closing on you, and it was trickling into other areas of your life, and you felt like no matter how much you tried, you still found yourself in this dark room. That energy is because you feel like you're no longer in power or in control of your life. But when you take that power back, all of a sudden you become a threat to everybody. All of a sudden people, again, they take offense, because you're either removing them from your life if they're not a good influence, or if there's some kind of funny energy that you know that there's something there that is not necessarily aligned with you, okay? Because both of these cards mean that you are transitioning, not just in your mindset, not just in your goals, maybe for some of you physically, location, but you are transitioning from environments and relationships and people in your life, okay? So you have a lot of momentum on your side. And with the 7 of Wands, we got this card 3 times in a row. Also, this 7 of Cups, we got it 3 times in a row together. In the last few readings, they keep coming up. That's for a reason. Whereas this 7 of Cups is scattered energy, and this one is focused and clear energy that is protected. You're not allowing people in that circle. You're not allowing people access to you. Whereas this one is having your hand in too many pots, right? And so this is what you're graduating from, because you experience, again, a lot of imbalances in connections and environments and relationships, a lot of false starts, a lot of all talk and no action, and you're done with this phase of your life and you're ready to step into this next phase, and it's happening in this month of November. So 2 of Wands in the reverse. You already did the manifesting, so that's already good to go. Now it's a time to materialize your manifestations, and that's exactly what the 10 of Pentacles represents. It means that everything that you've been working towards is no longer energetic. It's no longer something that you feel, something that you believe in, but it's something that you have. And so with the 7 of Wands and the Star, you're being prepared by the divine to receive this wish fulfillment. But some people cannot be around you when you receive this wish fulfillment, because they don't have a good influence in your life, and they may have ulterior motives when they're around you. So divine timing to worthiness and courage, Pisces. This card came out in the last reading that I just uploaded. So if you resonate with this reading, I just uploaded another reading where divine timing was coming out. And what I got in that message specifically is that you no longer are going to leave things up to fate. You're no longer going to leave things up to destiny or to divine timing. You're the kind of person that knows that if you have the preparation and the opportunity comes by, you're going to attain the things that you want. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And again, it's not about being lucky. It's the fact that you create your luck, and that puts all the power back in your court. So you no longer believe in divine timing. You believe in making things happen, and the time has finally arrived. You are worthy of the things that you asked for, but you have to be willing to claim it for yourself. Courage is here, okay? It's time for the action, Pisces. And what I feel is in the last 3 months or so, you've been tying up loose ends. You've been really preparing the soil. You've been preparing the grounds for your next harvest, okay? And it's time to receive the fruits of your labor. But it's also, a lot of things have changed in your mentality. A lot of things have evolved within you, and you're realizing that you're the kind of person that wants to have power and control over your own life and not leave things up to fate, not leave things up to surrender. You're noticing that every time that you've succeeded in your life is because you had the courage to take the action, and because of that, you were rewarded, okay? So the kind of chapter that you're coming into, Pisces, is coming full circle. 10 of Pentacles to 10 of Cups. You have cleared a lot of people out of your life. A lot of people have completely maybe done like a social media detox. Maybe you blocked and deleted a lot of people. Maybe you unfollowed or unsubscribed, and you cleared the pathway. You made room, you made space for the things that you're about to receive. And it's happening on a very subconscious level. You may have not noticed that this was what was happening, but you may have felt that preparation, that buildup that was starting to take you in the right direction. Because some of you may have felt like you detoured. Because this 2 of Wands in the reverse can also mean that you feel a little bit stuck in a comfort zone or in a place where it's very familiar. And it doesn't matter how much you do, you kind of wind up in the same place. And this is what the 7 of Cups to the 2 of Wands represents. The energy is kind of all over the place. It's not very focused. It's not very concentrated. And if it is, some way, somehow, it kind of loops you back around to the same place, to where you feel like something's about to happen. You feel like something's about to change. And then all of a sudden you realize it's another false start. And that's about to change as Ace of Wands, okay, card number 1, 2, 2 of Wands, both in the reverse. You're about to break free from this energy as you take the next step, which is the Sun. So, Holy Spirit, can you please clarify the Sun for Pisces? Tell us a little bit more about the Sun, because this is something that you're about to do that's going to break you free from this energy and is going to prepare you for this month of November. Okay, 9 of Cups, exactly, Pisces. 9 of Cups to the Star, wish fulfillment, double confirmation. When the student is ready, the master appears. Pisces, I feel like a lot of people that you used to look up to, or a lot of people that you used to model after, you kind of started to see things that no longer align with the version that you are and who you want to become. So it's like you take the best from different people, you take the best from different ideologies and philosophies, but at the end of the day, you are your own person. And you've graduated so many levels, you've risen and you've grown so fast that a lot of those things have changed and they have shifted out of your environment, and you're realizing the truth of the situation, okay? Not to say that everybody's perfect, everybody is human, but you're starting to notice that some of these things that you used to model after or look up to, okay, Page of Swords in the reverse, all talk and no action. A lot of people will say certain things, but they can't back it up with actions. So it's kind of like a big wake-up call of acknowledging, okay, this is not in the direction that I want to go. This is not who I want to model after. This is not who I look up to. And at the end of the day, you have something that they want. The Star to the 9 of Cups. You've been granted a wish fulfillment, and you are divinely favored. And so a lot of these people, the reason why they try and come into your zone is because anytime that they're around you, they tend to manifest. Anytime that they're around you, they tend to get lucky. They tend to kind of get brought into your vortex, and things start to happen for them. They start to get a lot of momentum, positive momentum in their lives. But then to you, they just bring more of this scattered energy. They just bring more of this imbalance. So they're not very beneficial to you, but you are to them. And the thing here is that this is your selfish season. This is your selfish era. And I've been saying this because you have to be selfish in order to be selfless. Because if you keep giving away your cups, you're going to end up with no cups, and it's not going to have that much of a reach. But if you're selfish to build not just the cups, but a waterfall, right? An overflowing amount of water, right? Whatever this signifies specifically for you, then you're able to gift, right? Without running out. You're able to give more without running out and still be good and not feel like you are left on empty. And so because of the Star and the 9 of Cups, you're about to receive a wish fulfillment, and there's a need to kind of clear the space and make room for these blessings. Okay, and then we have 8 of Wands in the reverse, and then Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So both of these cards are basically saying the same thing. Knight of Pentacles in the upright talks about the slowest moving energy. Okay, in the entire tarot deck, he's the slowest moving knight. In the reverse, it talks about complete stagnation, delays, nothing kind of moving, okay? Things kind of staying in the same place. 8 of Wands in the reverse is the same thing. It talks about hesitation, delays, and blockages. So both of these cards are in the reverse, signifying that you're out of that phase, you're done. So if you felt stuck, if you felt like things were not moving fast enough, if things that were happening external to you that you didn't have control over were kind of halting your progress or your energy, that no longer has an effect on you. And you're realizing that this energy is directly correlated to the environment and the people that you have around you. And so as you kind of rid yourself and clear them out of your field, you realize that it was always sunny. Things were always moving in your favor, but you couldn't perceive it because there was some cloudy energy, some foggy energy that was coming from other people around you that was bringing an imbalance to your life. So this energy, Pisces, is what's clearing out, and the Sun card is a big yes card to this wish fulfillment. So this month, again, is going to be a very important month for you to take those actions, because everything has already been put forth. The blueprint is already set for you to receive these manifestations. It's only a matter of taking the right steps. Planning your future, making progress, activation, possibilities, a choice between your comfort zone and new adventures. The world is filled with opportunities for adventure, and I welcome them into my life with planned action. You can dream about it and you can envision it, or you can begin to live it. Planning and imagining can have us feeling like the observers of a dream, and our action is the only way to bring that dream to life. It's time to choose between the one that is cozily rooted in the place you already know, or the one that leans into exciting new possibilities. Take a deep breath, because the only way to take strides towards your goal is to make your move. Learn that thing, call that contact, make that decision. Non-action won't get you there, and will likely have you feeling the angst of dreaming the dream instead of walking the talk. Use the okay, exactly, walking the talk. Same to this energy. This is all talk and no action. Both of these are still kind of connecting to the same message. You're over those things. You're over all the bluff. And this is the no BS. Giving you results, you're not going to entertain it. You're not going to feed it. You're not going to give it your energy or your attention. And this is exactly what is going to give you the results that you want to see, which is the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, non-action won't get you there, and will likely have you feeling the angst of dreaming the dream instead of walking the talk. Use the fire energy of the wand to initiate your shifts. Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about the 9 of Cups? Okay, we have death and rebirth, 8 of Swords, Pisces, some of you thought that this wish fulfillment was not going to happen at some point. Like it was taking too long, or you just felt like you were in some kind of mental prison, or you felt entrapped. Like no matter how much you tried, it didn't go that far. It didn't go a long way. You felt like certain doors, certain situations in your life that were outside of your own control were kind of keeping you in place. And what you don't realize is this was helping you go through a transformation that now you're about to receive the wish fulfillment. The old version of yourself, the old life, the old you had to die out in order to be rebirthed and receive this blessing. So the start to the 9 of Cups, this is a double confirmation that your wish is being fulfilled. So any kind of entrapment, any kind of mental energy that makes you feel like, again, like you can't move, like you're stuck in some kind of situation or environment or with a person or in a place that you don't want to be, this is all coming from the mind space. Okay, this is the mind just trying to scare you away from changing, scare you away from going to the next level, because it's trying to protect you in a sense, but at the same time it's holding you back, it's keeping you back from the things that you really want. And with death and rebirth, you're done with that. You understand that anytime that you've wanted something and you've taken the action, it's come into your life. You're no longer going to rely on empty promises. Some of you, again, you may have taken advice from the wrong kinds of people. In some way, somehow, that got in the way of your blessings. It's not that it got in the way of your blessings, because what's meant to be yours will always be yours, but it created more resistance and more delays. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Before we move on to the Ten of Pentacles, I want to see who this Page of Swords is, because this energy feels a little funny, okay? Like it doesn't belong here. Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about the Page of Swords in the reverse? Okay, so we have Three of Cups, the Hermit, and Death and Rebirth again. Pisces, this may have been a friend or a soulmate, or some kind of connection in your life, some kind of relationship in your life of a person that, again, was all talk and no action. And as you went within, as you asked yourself the right questions, you realized that they were not having a good influence or a good impact in your life. You realized that either this relationship or this person had to die and be rebirthed, or had to transform into something else, because it wasn't leading you anywhere. It wasn't leading you to where you wanted to be. And it was holding you back in a sense. And again, I don't know if they were doing this consciously or subconsciously, but again, it was not benefiting you and it was not taking you to where you needed to be. The Hermit. You took that time to look within and you realized that this was not beneficial. Holy Spirit, why Death and Rebirth? Three of Pentacles in the reverse. They were not compatible with you, Pisces. And some of them may have... They may have created more resistance in your work, okay, in your stability. Maybe the same values, were not aligned with you. Holy Spirit, what is this Two of Wands in the reverse for Pisces? What is this Two of Wands in the reverse for Pisces? Please clarify. Okay, so we have Nine of Wands, the Chariot, and the Seven of Wands again. Pisces, someone has taken offense because you have boundaries now and because you're no longer accessible to them. And they feel like you're leaving them behind with the Chariot. They know that you're moving on and they feel abandoned by you, or they feel upset or offended that they no longer have access to you and that you have enforced your boundaries with them. I don't know who this is in your life, but it feels like someone from your past that you realize that they either crossed the line too many times or disrespected you in some kind of way to where you had to kind of set your foot down with this person. And you had to put boundaries in place or walls in place that would not allow them to cross those boundaries again. Okay, because it's one thing to set your boundaries, it's one thing to communicate your boundaries, but it's another thing to have to enforce them. Again, whether they didn't respect that, whether they crossed that line, they no longer have access to you. And they've taken offense to that. They're not very happy about that. Some of these people may have been trying to manifest you, but you're very closed off to them. They can no longer perceive your energy the way that they used to, because maybe you were a little bit more open to them, but they can no longer perceive your energy. So a lot of them are kind of just making assumptions when it comes to you. And the Chariot, they feel like you moved on very, very fast. And they don't like that. They didn't think that you would move on. Ace of Wands, it was a false start. Tell me more about the Chariot, Holy Spirit. What do you want Pisces to know? Five of Swords. Pisces, you have somebody in their head. You have somebody in their head trying to figure you out and trying to figure out why you walked away and why they no longer have access to you. And whoever this person is, Pisces, they didn't respect your boundaries and they thought that they would always have access to you in some kind of a way. And Five of Swords, they're in their head, they're overanalyzing the situation because to a lot of them, okay, like you're coming off as completely closed off. Completely closed off. They don't feel like they have a second chance with you and they feel like they messed it up. But the thing is, they're not showing signs of changing, okay? It's like, are they really sorry or are they just sorry that they got caught, right? And I don't know what that means. I don't know why that just came in, but it just means that a lot of these people would continue doing things the way that they were doing them. unless you enforce your boundaries, unless you kind of cut them off or show them that you're not going to be accepting that kind of behavior. And that's the only reason they want to change, not because they really want to change, but because they no longer have that access to you. So it kind of comes with ties. It's not sincere, it's not honest. And you realize that with the 7 of Wands. That's why you're closed off to this person. 5 of Swords. Yeah, they're in their head, Pisces. They're trying to figure out how to regain access to you. Some of them may be trying to call you, message you, stalk you online, ask friends about you. This is someone who will do anything to kind of win at all costs. Pisces, this person feels rejected by you, and they may not have experienced that kind of energy. A lot of people may just give them easy access, okay, to their energy, to their investments, to their business, to them as a friend, whatever this is. And you may have been the first person to actually reject them or to set strong boundaries with them, and they're not used to that. Why the 9 of Wands for Pisces, Holy Spirit? Tell us a little bit more. Queen of Swords. Oh, wow. Yes, Pisces. You told them what's up. Queen of Swords is someone who speaks their truth, and also someone who's not connected to their emotions. Is someone who speaks out of logic and facts. Not just, oh, okay, I feel this way, and therefore I'm going to act this way. Or there's a lot of potential, or I see the good in them. No. You know, that's more like the Queen of Cups, right? You're showing up as a Queen of Swords, whether you're male or female. It just means that you're saying this happened and you did this, and these are the facts, and this is why I either had to cut you off, or either had to tell you the truth, or had to speak to them in a very direct kind of way. And they don't like that. They don't like that about you, because they thought that they had more access or more reach when you were in your emotions, when you were in your water energy. But whoever you are, you're not emotionally connected to this person whatsoever, and that's what bothers them, because they tend to be an emotional manipulator. And because you no longer have any kind of emotion or feeling towards them, you're able to state the facts and you're able to state the reality, and they can't win with you. They can't win with you that way. And they don't like that. They don't like that. They feel very uncomfortable because you're the first person to kind of just confront them with the truth. Yeah, you're very closed off. 9 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Queen of Swords. Pisces, you're ruthless to this person, but the thing is, they did something first. They hurt you first. Whoever this person was. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, unbalanced. Page of Swords in the reverse, all talk and no action. Ace of Wands in the reverse, false starts. 7 of Cups in the upright, having their hand in too many pots, bringing confusion, bringing a lot of indecisiveness. You see the snakes, you see the ladders, you see the bats, okay? Lies, deceit. Trying to win at all costs. This was not a good person, Pisces, and I think you knew that. I think you knew that intuitively, but maybe your emotions didn't let you do the things that you needed, that you knew that you needed to do. Until you disconnected from your emotions, you were able to take this action. And now they just feel like you're cold. It feels like they're talking to a wall because they cannot penetrate, they cannot get to you. And that's the whole point of the 9 of Wands, okay? That's what it means, to have your walls up and to be more defensive. Because this is someone who maybe you trusted. You gave them the benefit of the doubt and they betrayed your trust. So now you have every right to enforce your boundaries. Yeah, they no longer have access to you. And with the Chariot, they feel like you just moved on. That you just moved on without even considering them or considering their feelings. But the thing is, you were very open and very giving in the beginning, right? And so once they break your trust, there's no way to go back. A lot of people think that Pisces hold grudges, but that's not true. Once Pisces sees what you're capable of, what you're willing to do, there's no going back from that. It's like Pisces already sees that side of you, so why would Pisces give you another chance if they already see what you're capable of, right? So it's not like you're playing games. It's not like you're not the kind of person that will forgive. You are the kind of person that will forgive, but you will not forget. You will not give them access to you so that they can fool you again or again betray your trust in some kind of a way. That's not fair to you. Holy Spirit, what do you want Pisces to know about the 7 of Wands energy? Okay, we have the Hangman in the reverse and the 6 of Wands in the upright. Exactly. Pisces, you learned a really important lesson with this person. about self-sacrifice. You're no longer going to self-sacrifice or stay in situations, and this message has already been coming up a couple readings in a row. The Hangman is your card, Pisces, and it's been showing up in the reverse. It means that you learned a lesson, that you self-sacrificing or trying to enable others or trying to kind of do the work for them or help them with that process is not really gonna help them or help you in the situation. So the way that you're winning, the way that you're victorious now is that you're very quick to kind of set boundaries, you're very quick to cut them off, and you're very quick to move on. In Six of Wands, this is how you're attaining success in the present moment. So you're going from Seven of Wands to Six of Wands, from protecting your energy and keeping strong boundaries to Six of Wands, attaining the victories and the successes in your life. So Six of Wands coming in, let's see here. Yeah, Seven of Wands, Six of Wands. Both of these cards have been showing up in your last few readings. Badass success, leadership, accomplishment, being seen, becoming an influencer, victory, optimism, inspiring others. I am worthy of this success and I am grateful that I am seen. Relish the sweetness of this victory. Something that you've been working towards is finally coming to a successful fruition. And it's time to celebrate your wins, beautiful seer. Gift yourself permission to bask in the warm glow of accomplishment and allow the supportive community around you to witness and appreciate the progress you've made. Taking time to see your own radiance as important as making the next move on your journey. Accepting success will seed more of it. Others will turn to you for your wisdom now. So step up and share your brilliance. In shadow, this card points to shying away from public attention and hiding your light from the world. It may also indicate someone who craves external validation instead of turning to their own inner compass to define success. Remember that no one else in the world has your magic, and that the most important person to impress wholeheartedly is yourself. Pisces, you're no longer giving people the benefit of the doubt, okay? I feel like maybe in the past you used to trust people until they gave you a reason not to trust them, but now you're choosing to put that trust and that faith in yourself. And if people want to be around you, if people want to be in your inner circle, they're going to have to earn that. Because you've gone through a lot of effort in the past that's gotten in the way of your goals and it's gotten in the way of your progress. And you're no longer going to allow that to happen. Congratulations, Pisces, because I feel like it takes a lot of people a long time to learn this lesson. And some people don't learn the lesson. They just repeat the same lesson with different people. They're not too happy about that. Holy Spirit, anything else you want Pisces to know about this Five of Swords? Three of Pentacles again, and then Ten of Swords. Yeah, exactly. Pisces, wow. Pisces, you avoided a major betrayal here. Because Five of Swords to the Ten of Swords. It means that this person will do anything it takes to win at all costs, even if everybody loses. And most of the time, that leads to betrayal. Okay? Could be betrayal in business, could be betrayal in family, in relationships, in friendships and connections. It's just like, if you don't take the first red flags as a sign, you're going to have to pay the price later. And a lot of you are noticing those red flags from the start, and you're so quick to cut them off. Three of Pentacles. Some of you may have been working together, okay? Some of you may have thought that you were compatible, but you started to feel some energy that was no longer aligned. It was more like underneath the surface, and you were very quick to kind of Nine of Wands, set your boundaries, Seven of Wands, not give them any access to you, and then Queen of Swords, cut them off. And this is why you're finally defeating the cycle of the Hangman in the reverse, again, which is your card. Pisces, wow. Okay, I want to say congratulations, because some people have to go through the same lesson their whole lives to finally realize that those people are not going to change. You show them how to treat you by what you allow them to do. And how many times you let them get away with it. Yeah, Pisces, I think that whoever you are, you're no longer giving people the benefit of the doubt. And you're no longer seeing people for the potential or what it can become. You're seeing things for the reality of the situation, for what it is in the moment. You're no longer going to trade the words for the actions. You're going to see beyond that, Pisces, because at the end of the day, Ten of Pentacles is all about being results driven. And not just feeling it, not just anticipating it, not just wishing it, not just hoping for it, but actually having it in your hands. Holy Spirit, anything else you want Pisces to know about this Ten of Cups energy coming in? King of Swords. Wow, we just had the Queen of Swords. Now we have the King of Swords coming in. Yeah, Pisces, you're going off of facts. You're going off of the reality of things. You're going off of truth and no longer off of emotion and feelings. And that is actually what's going to help you arrive to your emotional fulfillment, which is kind of funny. You wouldn't think that, right? You would think that more water would guide you towards that 10 of Cups. But the reality is that this King of Swords, using the truth, using the logic, using the reality of the situation and taking action from that place is what's going to help you arrive to your emotional fulfillment. Some of you may be connected to a very strong air sign, could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, who's helping you with some kind of wish fulfillment. Queen of Wands. Wow. Okay, this is so funny because I just did a reading. I don't think I've uploaded this reading just yet, but we had the same combination of Queen of Wands and King of Swords. You're using, Pisces, you're using your fire, your passion, your spirit to take action. And you're using the King of Swords, your logic, your intellect, your intelligence to know the direction and to know what you have to do to get to where you want to be. You're no longer allowing your feelings or your emotions to lead the way. Because whoever you are, Pisces, I feel like you are fed up of how things have been in the past, and now you only want results, okay? You only want results. You only want the things that are going to get you there, and not all the sweet talk, right? Not all the bluff, not all the talk and no action. That's in the past. And as you clear these people out of your life, as you clear up these environments, you make space for the real thing. And this is why the 10 of Pentacles is here. You're finally arriving to that manifestation. Holy Spirit, anything else you want Pisces to know about this 10 of Pentacles? Any advice to help expedite this process? Okay, so we have the Lovers, the Two of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands again. So the Lovers, Pisces, the way that you're going to expedite this process of arriving to this 10 of Pentacles is by being very, very decisive with the Lovers, not allowing things to kind of keep you in this place of stagnation. Where is it left? Is it right? Should I do this? Should I do that? Because that's going to keep you in a fork in the road, and it's going to divide your energy to where the Lovers is all about making decisions. Making a decision and sticking with it and making it work. Knight of Pentacles, you've already planted the seeds, Pisces, and everything that you've already put forth, you're ready to harvest on. You're ready to take action. You're ready to attain the successes. Nine of Wands, be very defensive and very protective of your energy towards the things that don't align with those goals, because they can distract you and they can delay your manifestations. And again, I'm getting the zero tolerance policy for BS, okay? There's no way around that, because what you have here is exactly what you want. What you're leaving behind in the past is what you're moving away from. You're over the situation. Okay, let's get some advice card from the Angel Oracle, and then that's it. We'll wrap this reading up. And again, you have 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. These are some of the best cards in the entire tarot deck, and the Sun being the happiest card, and the Star being the general energy. You have really good cards, Pisces. There is a wish fulfillment coming in. Okay, we have raise or promotion coming in, attracting, not chasing, bountiful nature, the power of prayer, and dreams of abundance. Congratulations, an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. Exactly, Pisces. This is what you're getting ready to attain this month of November coming in. Not chasing and attracting. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Bountiful nature. Spending time in nature helps you shift to your higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or a hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Power of prayer. Give this situation to God for uplifting and healing, and be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love, and answers are awaiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon the divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest the desires into your reality. Pisces, this is all I have for your reading. Blessings. Take care.